Coming up, it has been 30 years since the fateful shooting on the T and Clary Walkway.
And later, the Iowa football team offense continues to struggle. I'll tell you more in sports.
All that and more coming up on this Monday morning edition of DITV News. Don't go anywhere. DITV News starts right now. And thank you for tuning in. I'm Justina Borgman. Today marks the 30th anniversary of the T and Clary shooting. 5 people were shot and killed in the Van Allen Hall during this day in 1991. One of them being the Associate Vice President for Student Affairs, T and Clary. In remembrance to those killed in the shooting, the central walkway on campus was named after her. That tragic event affected not only those involved, but also those on campus and the community as a whole. For more personal stories about what took place all those years ago, head over to thedailyiowan.com. Tomorrow is Election Day in Iowa City, with the seats opening in both the City Council and the IC School Board. Polls open at 7 a.m. November 2nd at numerous polling locations around Iowa City. As long as you're in line by 8 p.m., you will be able to vote. As the City Council race draws to a close, all eyes are turning to the campaign finances of the candidates. All 4 candidates have disclosed how much money they have raised and spent over the last couple of months. Mayor Bruce Teague raised $7,842 from local donors, more than any of his opponents. And UI business professor Jason Glass financed his campaign with over $22,000 of his own money. If he used that money mostly for the website and the logo design, as well as advertising. Tune in to DITV tomorrow for all of the election results. The FDA has approved the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for kids ages 5 through 11 this past weekend. This is the first vaccine for this age group approved in the U.S. The company had a 90% success rate with its clinical trials and feels confident in their ability to protect children. 5 to 11-year-olds would get 1/3 the dose used for those 12 and up. The CDC now needs to review the FDA's approval for vaccination, and as soon as the CDC signs off, the White House has announced a plan to get children vaccinated as soon as possible. I heard the Hawkeyes struggled at Camp Randall. Sarah, can you tell us more?
Yeah, Justina, the Iowa football team left Camp Randall without the Heartland Trophy against the Wisconsin Badgers. DITV Assistant News Director Julia Richards has more on what this disappointing loss means for Iowa at this point in the season.
The Iowa Hawkeyes are heading home after their disappointing 27-7 loss to the Wisconsin Badgers. Iowa struggled in the first half to find any momentum on the field, and the Hawkeyes went into the locker room with -13 rushing yards and 3 turnovers.
We struggled offensively today. That was pretty obvious, and they've got a very aggressive veteran defensive football team.
Iowa managed to find the end zone during the third quarter, but the Hawkeyes' mediocre offensive performance was no match for Wisconsin's second-ranked defense.
We're not inventing any plays. It's just about executing better, and we didn't execute well enough today.
Wisconsin's win moves the Heartland Trophy to Madison, and the Hawkeyes will have to wait until next year to try and return it to Iowa City.
There's no quit in this team. There's no quit in this program. These coaches, these players. There's no quit at all. We're just gonna, do what we can to review the film and see where we can be better, and then, we hit the ground running on Monday. We're all eyes ahead to Northwestern.
Iowa travels to Northwestern this weekend in hopes of snapping this 2-game losing streak and push their record to 7-2. Reporting from Camp Randall Stadium, Julia Richards, DITV Sports.
Last Friday, the volleyball team broke their losing streak of 12, beating Michigan State 3-1. Freshman Annie Vanderweed led the team with 11 kills, while junior Mari Hinkle had a match best of 12 digs. After defeating the Spartans, they traveled to Ann Arbor to face Michigan. The Hawkeyes ultimately came up short 3-0 against the Wolverines. Despite the impressive performance from senior Courtney Bazzario, leading the Hawks with 12 kills. Coming up, the Hawks have 4 more home games in a row. Make sure to tune back to see if they can improve their record.
Thank you so much for tuning in to DITV News. We'll be back tomorrow night with the results of the Iowa City elections and more. Head over to thedailyiowan.com for all of your latest news between Monday and Friday. From DITV News, I'm Justina Borgman. Have a great day.